Takara Tomy, the original, Hasbro, the American release, two versions of Beyblade X. Which one do you get? That's the question I had to answer, and I made my decision. Hasbro all the way. So I want to talk about my experience being Hasbro only in the Beyblade X community, what it's like, how it could be for you, and if you are gonna be winning tournaments or not, because that's honestly how it is when you're competitive. Should you go out and get the newest Takara Tomy releases, or are you okay being Hasbro only in this competitive scene? So far, I've gone every single Beyblade from Hasbro up to Wave 6. Officially, this is when I'm making this video, and I've gone all of them. I've gone every single one. I haven't missed a single release. Wave 7 is about to be released, but I have all of the Hasbro ones. If you're playing Beyblade X and you have the little green stadium, you should upgrade to this stadium, the bigger one. It is out. You can buy it online now. You should always focus on getting this one if you're gonna take it competitive. Trust me, you cannot translate what you get from the green stadium over to this other stadium. This new stadium is a lot better for competitive, and it's the one that is usually used. When playing Beyblade X, the meta does change a lot, and it's kind of depending on the people that you fight against, especially during the tournaments. Being Hasbro only, you are in a little bit of a disadvantage because you do not get the newest Beyblades. So you are about, let's say, a year behind everybody else. Especially if you're trying to run meta, it's a little bit harder because you don't get the newest Beyblades. Hasbro does take a long time to release new Beyblades. So you might think you can't win any tournaments or you can't win any competitions, but that's a lie. You can. Trust me, you can. Even though Hasbro is behind on the newest Beyblades, it has a lot. Look, it has a lot of Beyblades, and honestly, you're fine collecting these. If you want to be a collector, it doesn't seem like very much, but it starts to add up after a while, so you do get like a pretty good selection. Another thing is you do get a bunch of Hasbro exclusives. We got a bunch of them right here. So Hasbro does have some great things going for it. Don't think that you need to get the newest Beyblades out from Japan right away. You can wait. Hasbro will get them eventually, and Hasbro does have some exclusives of their own. So enough talking about all the things Hasbro has. Let's talk about the competitive scene, because I'm sure that's what you're interested in. The competitive scene for Hasbro is a little bit different than the Takara Tomy scene. Takara Tomy gets the newest Beyblades right away, so they will have pretty much the lead in all meta. If you're trying to run meta blades, Hasbro is a little bit difficult for you because they don't have them. You have to wait, and waiting kind of sucks because the meta is shifting all the time. So by the time you get the meta blade of that time, they've already moved on to a lot bigger and better things. So it is a little difficult running meta with Hasbro only, but that doesn't mean that you can't win that tournament, because you can. You can always win with Hasbro. Don't think that it's a big disadvantage like, oh, I don't have the newest meta blade, I can't win. Yes, you can. You can win with Hasbro only. I've noticed from my personal experience being Hasbro only that you kind of have to master launching techniques if you want to win tournaments out there. You have to really focus on building Beyblades that are strong and very competitive, even though they aren't meta. So you have to kind of maneuver and use different bays that you weren't usually used to try to win your local tournaments. So it puts you in this position where you learn more about launching techniques rather than focusing on raw blade power or blade shape. You focus a lot more on launching techniques, which is honestly a great thing to do, because when you get that new meta blade that came out in Takara Tomy a year ago, guess what? Not only do you have a new stronger blade, you have the technique to master it a lot faster than everybody else. So where everybody else took a while to learn how to master that blade, guess what? You already have all the information and now you get the new blade. So Hasbro becomes an advantage if you really utilize it to your favor. And the competitive scene, you might feel like, I want to get all of those new Takara Tomy, and go for it. Do what you feel is right. But as a Hasbro only player, it is a little bit more difficult and you do have to strategize and think more because you can't really compete with the new Takara Tomy bays with the ones you have. Now I'm gonna talk about the little bit of negatives being Hasbro only has, because I already kind of touched upon it earlier saying that, like, you know, Hasbro doesn't have the newest, strongest meta bays. But a big problem being Hasbro only is you don't really know when new Beyblades are gonna drop. You might be waiting a long time for a specific Beyblade to drop that you've been looking forward to. And the thing is, there's no real like release date when you're gonna get that Beyblade. And Takara Tomy, you'll have a release date and you'll get it that day. And you might get it a week later because, you know, shipping and stuff, but you know when it comes out and that's when you get it. The problem with Hasbro is you never really know. It's kind of just like a waiting game. You have to be kind of lucky to find out when it comes out. Although that is a negative, it is also a positive because Hasbro has been amazing at stocking their bays. They have been really good at keeping their stock. So even though when the Beyblade first comes out for Hasbro, it does sell out, if you wait 2, 3, 4 weeks, guess what? There's gonna be a whole new stock. You're gonna have a bunch and you will be able to get that bay no matter what. So being Hasbro only, although you have to wait, you will get the Beyblade you want and you will have it all the time pretty much. I remember Silver Wolf came out and at first it was like, you can't get it anywhere. Now I see that guy everywhere because you can find it. Hasbro has been really good at making sure you can get the bay you want. Even the meta bays that always sell out, you can find them and it's not that hard. Another thing is Hasbro has been really good with pricing these bays. They're only like $8, $10. The battle sets cost like $50. There is an exception, which is, you know, this guy, that's a little expensive for me. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna get that one, that's a little much. But their actual Beyblades themselves have been priced really, really well. Plus, you don't have to be spending all your money collecting every single bay. It does go up in price when you start collecting all the collaborations. But other than that, they are priced very reasonably. They're around $8 to $10. The CX ones, I think, are like $12, $13. And it's just kind of an easy way to be like, hey, I got like 10 bucks, let me buy a Beyblade. And that Beyblade will last you literally so long. So much time. They're built so well. I think I've only broken like one blade. That's because I used that blade like every day for like months. And that was like my punching bag. I used it to the point that it broke. Even then, it was like a little crack. When talking about durability with the Hasbro, it is pretty good, but it's not perfect. I've had some bits break, and believe it or not, my biggest issue so far with the durability is their launchers. This launcher is pretty much the only strong launcher you can get other than like the sword launcher. But this is like the default launcher that I like to use personally. And I've already broken like 3 of these. So these things are not the most durable, especially because like I bought 2 and I broke both of them in like the span of like 3 weeks. Which honestly is not that bad, but like I don't want to keep buying them over and over and over, especially because in Takara Tomy, these launchers come with the Beyblade, but for us, we have to buy it separately every single time. So it's a little bit of a miss right there. But other than that, the string launchers are really good. If you like string, if you got them, they're pretty great. Being Hasbro only isn't really that different from buying them from Japan. You honestly only miss out on the newest releases, the newest ones. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. So don't think that you have to get all of the Japanese releases. You can get the Hasbro onlys and you'll be fine. Honestly, you'll be super great. You're not gonna get overshadowed by new Beyblades. You just have to kind of lock in and figure out your new launching technique, and you're good. Beyblade X is so customizable that any Beyblade really works, and being Hasbro only is just as viable as going to Karatomi. So would I recommend you being Hasbro only? Honestly, yeah, go for it. Go for it. Be Hasbro only. It's not that bad. It's not like you're missing out on anything. It's pretty nice. It's very reasonably priced, and you can find it in stores. If you live here in the States, you can find it at any Walmart, any Target, any GameStop. You can just go there and just pick it up. And honestly, that convenience just makes it all the more better. All the more better. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!